Hello, you guys. I hope you all are safe at home and you guys are well and you keep yourself busy in this time of lockdown. We decided that we're going to start with Scratch because we can't come to class anymore. So we're going to do the next following 8 weeks or so until we can meet in class again. We're going to do the Scratch program to see how we can learn something new and if it can help us because it's more or less the same as the EV3 Mindstorm program, and it's a very nice skill to have, and then you guys can actually play at home with it when you guys are bored or you want to keep yourself busy. Okay, so let's start. We've sent you guys the email with the download link in it to download the Scratch program, and then we're also going to link this YouTube videos in the email for you, and then as we put on new ones, we'll send an email to you guys and you guys can just open it. Okay, so let's first look at the program. When you open your program, if we look, there's the Scratch app. So you're going to double click on your icon Scratch, and then when it opens, it will look like this. Okay, if we look at the top one, the first one there, we've got a little globe there, and that is where we can actually select the language and we keep it on English. Okay, the next one is File. File, when we click on File, we can either open a new Scratch project, we can load a Scratch project that we previously saved, or we can save the project that we currently are doing. So that we've got those three options. Then if we go over to edit, the restore there is if we have a sprite, they call these little characters, they call sprites. So if we have a sprite and we've deleted it and we want to restore it again, we can just click on restore and it will restore the previous sprites that we had. Okay, and then turbo mode or turbo on, it's where we can make our program run a little bit faster just to test that. Okay, the next one is tutorials. You guys can actually go through these tutorials when you have time at home and you're bored and you don't know what to do. Go through the tutorials and you can actually teach yourself something, and you guys can just do it on your own time. Okay, so let's look at the different options we have on top here. We have code there, so that is where we are going to write our code. Okay, so this is our blocks that we're going to use, and that's going to be our code that we're going to do. The next one there, costumes, is we actually can change this little sprite. We can change the costumes. There you see there's costume 2 and costume 1, and we can add more costumes if we want to, and we can actually change the colors of the costumes. So let's just print there, but we'll do that in a later video. Then we have sounds. There's little sounds that we can do. We can import other sounds if we want to, but this one comes with meow, so let's listen to it. Oh, there's a little meow sound. And if we click on the sound, we can also just delete it there. Okay, let's go back to code. Um, this little flag here is normally to run our program, and the one next to it, the stop sign there, is to stop. So that's the go and the stop one. And here you can make your screen smaller or bigger if you want to. Okay, so let's look at the different menus that we have. First, we have the motion menu. That is where we're going to get the movements for our sprite on the screen. The second one is the looks menu. That is where we're going to change the backdrop or the costumes that we want to do. The next one is the sounds. I've showed you where we can import the sounds if we want to play sounds. Then we have events. That is where we can say, okay, when the green flag is clicked, you do this. When spacebar is pressed, you do this. So that we're going to use a lot. And then we have the control block. The control block is where we have our loops and our if statements. That is important when we are going to repeat programs or we want to make a decision during a program. Then we have our sensing blocks. Our sensing blocks is where we can sense something touches that sprite of ours, or one color touches another color, or we can use the mouse pointer. So that we're going to use a lot as well. And then we have the operators. Some of you guys that just has done the advanced programming at with the EB3 has worked with this before. But we have our little compare blocks there. That's where we go greater than, less than, or equal to. There's our little math blocks. Here's a random block where we can choose random amounts. And then we have our logic blocks that we have here. And then we have length of word and letter in a word, the first letter or the second letter of a word, or join apple and banana as one word, and that we're going to also use a lot. And then the second last one here is variables, where we normally use variables if we want to save values or count something in a program. That is a very important block to have during programs, and you'll see I'll show you guys how to use it. And then the last one here is my blocks, and my blocks is where you can make your own blocks. So let's say you've got a few commands together here and you want to repeat those commands, you can actually make a my block and group those commands together and make your own command block. Okay, so that is our code that we are going to use. The second screen here in the middle is where we are going to build our code. So we're going to drag the blocks over and we're going to put them here in the middle, and that will control our sprite or whatever we want to do on our screen. Let's just see if I put this here. There we go. So like that. So we're going to build our program and then we are going to run it or whatever we're going to say to command our sprite to do. The next one here is our sprite screen, or they call it our stage. So this is where our sprite is going to perform the tasks that we want it to do. So just as the EV3 Mindstorm screen, this is divided in a y-axis and an x-axis. Okay, so the x-axis, oh, sorry, I swapped them now. This is our x-axis and this is our y-axis. So the vertical axis is our y and the horizontal axis is our x. Okay, so the x-axis goes from minus 240 to plus 240. And the y is going from minus 200 to plus 200, and 0 0, you'll see the x there 0 and the y 0. That means our cat or our sprite is in the middle. So if I move it a little bit, you guys can just check on your screen. If you move it a little bit, that x and y is going to change. We can also just type it in 0 0, then it will be in the middle again. Okay, here's the name of our sprite. We can actually give it other names if we want to. This one, show it. We can either, if we want to test the program, we can hide our sprite or we can look at our sprite. The next one here is size. We can actually change it, make it a bit smaller, and then here is that the direction it's going to look in. So all of you have done, the guys that's done the Mindstorm, we've talked about a circle before. Inside a circle we have 360 degrees. So if that will be 0, see, if I want to look make my sprite look in that direction, I'm going to make it look to 90 degrees. If I want to make it look down, I'm going to change it to 180. If I want to make it look up, I'm going to change it to 0. And if I want to make it look left, I'm going to change it to minus 90. So then it will look left. Okay. So that in a nutshell is what we're going to do. And then we can also change our backdrops. Our backdrops we're going to do here. We're going to change them. We can put different backdrops on. So there's a bedroom. So then our cat will be, the stage is going to be a bedroom. So if I move my cat down, then you can see him in the bedroom like that. Okay, that in a nutshell is what the program does. I'll see you guys in the second lesson and we'll let them start moving. Thank you.